a wonderful day to rob a bank, maybe even two. It's a wonderful day to start a gang made of me and you. When Christmas comes, everybody's having fun, and no one's ever expecting that a heist is being brewed. It's a wonderful day to hit a store. Everything's up for grabs, and I mean everything. And even when you think you're done well, go back and get some more bags. Fucking shit ton of bags. And just remember, as you send your gifts away for the crew, that today is payday too. Take it away, fellas. Give me more fucking horns. Come on. Alright, that's enough. It's a wonderful day to rob a bank. Maybe 2 or 3, 4, 5, I don't care. How else could we get the money to buy a nice big Christmas tree with baubles on? So just remember, as you send your gifts away for the crew, that today is payday too. Give me that guitar, you bastard. Oh yeah, I've still fucking got it. When Christmas comes, everybody's having fun, and no fucker is expecting that a heist is being brewed like a nice cup of tea. So just remember, as you send your gifts away for the crew, that today is payday too. Merry fucking Christmas!
All right, we are back
We are in it.
to assault the DOJ once more.
Yes. And potentially the Duffer Brothers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bullshit. Such bullshit.
I was thinking about assault just now because I said we were assaulting the DOJ, and made me think of this conversation I got into on this Baldur's Gate group.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're saying if you insult the mods, you're gonna get banned from the group. And I made a snarky remark about like, oh, it's just like real life. If you insult a cop, they remove you from society permanently. and then someone, of course, comes back with, "You've all forgotten that whenever you're rude to people in person, you get it results in a punch in the teeth." And I'm like, no, generally not. Actually, that's assault and is a crime. If you assault somebody for saying something you merely disagree with, you go to jail. And someone's like, well, legally speaking, you're largely correct, but in a lot of places that doesn't really happen. And I'm like,
Legally speaking.
I don't know where the hell you're from, where people don't go to jail for assault, but where I'm from, and where I currently live as well, that is what happens. Granted,
Where
if I were
most
to,
people live.
yeah, granted, if I were to defend myself against an assault with violence, I that is also a crime here where I live now, and
Yeah.
but it's unlikely I would go to jail for it. But there could be consequences, and I would be
Yeah, God
willing.
forbid you bodily injure someone who breaks into your home with a deadly weapon.
Yeah,
You know, that's bad.
Yeah, I don't. I don't understand why a country would have the concept that saving your own life is punishable by law. It's very weird. There we go. Don't act dumb.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to talk a little bit about the Stranger Things finale because my God, it is so bad. Like people are so upset that like there's a whole thing on Twitter called Conformity Gate, where people are basically like saying that the evil villain didn't actually die, and that everybody is under like basically under a spell because of how poorly the finale was received. People are like, no, there's got to be more to it because they defeated an eldritch being with little to no hangups. The only really big like monkey wrench that was thrown in was that the U.S. government, go figure, twins, throwing a monkey wrench into things. No one died except for the one character who, out of everybody, was one of the only people that truly deserved a full 100% happy ending to know true peace in her life. No, she dies because the writers decided to bring back her sister, one of the worst characters, and a character that was only in one episode 3 seasons ago, that it happens to be from one of the worst received episodes in the series, the lowest rated episode in the series, because of how fucking stupid it was. But no, let's bring back this character to then have her basically put suicidal thoughts into Elle's head, and then have Elle sacrifice herself in the end, and have her be the only main character that actually fucking dies. But the parents that were, not in on any of the stuff that's been happening for the last several years, who was viciously attacked by demogorgons and had their youngest daughter kidnapped by a demogorgon and taken to the Upside Down. No, they're just fine in the finale. Also, like, a bunch of other like plot holes that make no sense. The fact that, in season 4, they killed off one of the best characters in the entire series by these bats that end up not even being there in season 5. They were literally only there just to kill Eddie Munson off, and that's it. That's it. No demobats. It's the same thing that happened with the fucking Demodogs. The Demodogs were only really there in season 2.
Demodone.
Exactly.
Sorry.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But the Demodogs are only there really in season 2 to kill off Sean Astin's character. Because we can't have Sean Astin being a goofy little silly little guy. He has to die and traumatize Winona Ryder in season 2. We just got to kill off some of the best characters for character development, and that's what they did with Elle. They killed her off for character development because the writers literally said, "Oh, the gang wouldn't have been able to move on from everything if Elle was still in the picture, so she had to die." So they took this girl, who they wrote, who from day one had no freedoms. She was basically treated poorly by the fucking U.S. government, put in this MK Ultra program because she had psychic powers and shit. Hunted constantly by the government and interdimensional space monster spider things, and fucking Jamie Campbell Bower being Vecna and stuff, and then she ends up sacrificing herself, not because it actually makes sense, but just so that her other guy friends would be able to actually grow as characters. So she was just a plot device the whole time for her her male counterparts. Cool. Cool guys, great.
You know who else wouldn't have been able to move on if they didn't kill off the main character? The hobbits in Lord of the Rings, So they had to
Yeah.
kill off Frodo in order. Oh wait, no, they didn't kill off Frodo. They just had him, go on another journey by himself. Well, with Bilbo, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
no. That yeah.
And yeah, and they were. Oh my god, it's so stupid.
Wouldn't be able
They
to
were
move
like-
on if this person was alive. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to fully move on. The government would still be able to fucking to track after them, even though. So you're gonna be pissed off about this, I bet too. Do you want to guess which actor they actually brought in for season 5? Like a really famous actor from the 80s. I mean, really famous. She's an icon, I think, from the 80s.
Jamie Curtis.
No, they brought Linda Hamilton,
Oh wow.
and you know what they did with her?
Killed her off.
Fuck all.
Oh.
They did nothing with her. She literally was part of the U.S. government or something, and she was trying to basically kidnap Elle to continue basically child experiments and stuff. And the whole thing was that she had kidnapped the Indian chick from season 2 and was using her like basically like harvesting her blood to fucking make more fucking psychic babies. And that's why Callie, the sister character, was like, you need to die or whatever. Like, you need to kill yourself because, this bullshit. It's so stupid.
That's dumb.
And you know what happens in the finale? Nothing. We don't know what happens to this fucking character after Elle kills herself. She's not mentioned ever. They just watch Elle get, like, sucked into basically a black hole, and that's it.
She's not dead.
Well, that's what the fan theory is basically, because in the final fucking, like, D&D game, they're basically playing, like, a D&D game against Strahd, and they have this whole part where they're like, oh, we have to summon this mage, and this in their campaign, this mage like walks through a portal and basically saves the party at the very last second because they had like this summoning scroll for her. And then they like Mike then like tells this weird like story that connects it to the finale where like, oh, but the whole time, you guys weren't able to use spells because of this like this anti-magic stone, and turns out that the mage's sister actually casted an illusion or whatever. That mage isn't actually dead, whatever. And then it shows like this vision of like Elle like in fucking Mexico or something, and it's like they it's basically this roundabout way of Mike being like, I believe Elle is still alive, but not explicitly saying it. But at the same time, like, how does he know anything about the stuff with the sister? Like the conversation that the sister had with Elle when he wasn't there, and we never saw that happening. Also, a bunch of, oh my god, just the Duffer Brothers are fucking more like the Dudder Brothers. Like, oh my god. Like, there's apparently some other shit where, turns out Vecna was actually in, like Jane Hopper, or not Jane Hopper, fucking Jim Hopper and Joyce Byers' like high school like class, but they didn't find that out on show. They found that off screen. Good job, guys. The best number one rule of storytelling: don't put it in your show. Tell it to journalists after everything's over.
Yep. That way you keep the buzz alive for a show that's over.
Yeah. And then also there, people were like, how the fuck were the group able to get into this dimension where the all the fucking bullshit is happening to go save a bunch of these kids, except there's no demodogs, no demobats, no demogorgons. It's literally just the Mind Flayer and Vecna. And they're like, oh yeah, I guess Vecna just didn't think that they would actually like go into this thing. They didn't actually think he would come after them. It's like, yeah. It's like if you walk into Mordor and there's no orcs around because Sauron was like, oh yeah, no, I didn't actually think that they were gonna fucking come after the ring. Yeah, or they're actually gonna come destroy the ring.
No, they were gonna keep it.
What are you doing? You guys are idiots.
There's a key card
Oh
over
my
here.
god. And sorry, spoiler alert, guys. Although I don't really give a fuck. Sorry.
I think the most shocking thing about the I think the most shocking thing about the finale was this giant eldritch monster has a cave with a perfectly flat floor in its stomach. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and how during the and to be fair, like people were mad about how the Mind Flayer looks. I think he actually looks sick out of context. Like it looks cool, but you know, Elle and Vecna are having this really epic like sorcerer fight inside of the stomach where there's a flat surface. And while this monster is moving and chasing after the other people, it's not showing them moving. It only shows they only show like the inside of the stomach actually moving when the Mind Flayer starts to actually take damage. And, you know, this interdimensional beast is just killed by basically a bunch of Molotovs and a flamethrower, and that's it. They were able to somehow burn through this Eldritch Beast's exoskeleton or something.
Is it ever? Did they ever talk about like what these monsters actually like are?
No, of course not, because that wouldn't make it Lovecraftian. They use that a Lovecraftian excuse, even though it's only
not
Lovecraftian because you guys are saying it is.
Yeah, that's not what Lovecraftian means.
Mm-hmm.
Something being unknowable is one small element of that's often used in cosmic horror, but it's not like the core of what it is.
Yeah,
it's weird saying talking about that because like, you know, there was that person, I don't remember who this was, but there was a person who was arguing with me that Elden Ring can't be cosmic horror because it's medieval.
Mm-hmm.
And Lovecraft's stories typically took place in like the 19th century, the 19th, 20th century, and 19th century, but like Lovecraftian horror or cosmic horror is like it goes so much more in depth with like different various things that are considered elements of it, right? Like you have these eldritch beings that are unknowable, certainly, but they also have certain goals that you might not understand. They aren't really gods in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, there's also there's the idea of eldritch knowledge that is so that is so fucked up, basically, that it completely destroys your sanity just by knowing it, because it basically opens a door to the universe that you previously could not see through, and reveals something so horrifying that even uttering it is enough to drive people mad. Which lends power more to these eldritch beings and stuff like that. Like there's all kinds of things that go into cosmic horror, more than just we're not going to explain our monsters.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like the stuff with Stranger Things, the most Lovecraftian stuff that they added was in I think season 2, when they fully kind of went into the thing of the Mind Flayer, because there's this fucking eldritch being that it looks like just a bunch of tentacles and stuff that is, you know, basically possessing Will Byers and is having him spy for him and a bunch of this shit. And you find out in season 5 that all of these tunnels that connect to the Upside Down that are basically revealed in season 2, they were basically created by Will Byers, because every single time he dreamed, he would basically make up these tunnels. Even though that was never really hinted at in season 2, I think they just added it just to add it. And of course, there's a bunch of this other stuff that just was never answered, because in season 4, Vecna tries to get 4 sacrifices in order to create 4 gates to kind of fully come into
reality.
Hawkins or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, when that doesn't work, Then in season 5, he kidnaps 12 children, and that's never explained why. Why does he need 12 now instead of 4? Why does he keep them alive? Like, why is he using them? He like basically was kidnapping them on like the anniversary of when Will was initially kidnapped, like 4 or 5 years prior. But again, it's not explained, and they just were like, oh yeah, the 12. They basically admitted, oh yeah, the 12 kids and the clock motif doesn't have anything to do with each other, and it's nothing. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's well thought out.
Yeah, right. Dudder brothers. Like, my God. And, you know, there's also this shit with, you know, Vecna being like, oh, I'm gonna use you, Will Byers, one last time, and then never goes into depth on why. And also, it seems like, you know, in season 5, it's hinted that Will Byers was actually kidnapped for a reason, but then that's not explained. He was targeted by Vecna, but then it's not explained why. Even though there could be a very clear explanation of why, where, you know, just the fact that, like, in season 1, Will is shown to be a bit of an eccentric kid who has a big imagination. So it would make sense that Vecna would kidnap him in order for him to, you know, have these vivid, wild dreams and use his imagination to basically come up with these tunnels underneath Hawkins. It would make sense, but they don't say anything. They don't say anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what was the point of the last like 9 years? And it's
There
so
will be
funny because like
accountability.
watching interviews with many of the people, mainly Billy Bobby Brown. There's an interview where it's like, so are you happy with how in the finale how your characters turn out? And this was before it comes out, and she just side eyes around and is like, yeah, and has this pained smile on her face, so you can tell she was pissed.
Mm-hmm. So I guess another question I have would be, did they ever explain how Hellboy turned into a human and became a cop in this town, or?
Man, it'd be crazy.
Why didn't he help more? Like, Jesus.
He was in the remake, right?
Yeah, the one I haven't seen because the like look that they went for Hellboy in that one was awful. I don't care what anyone says. It looks stupid. He looks retarded. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He looks horrible in that version. I really, really like the Ron Perlman version, and those movies aren't great. Well, the first one's pretty decent. Like it's not like the worst thing ever.
It's Guillermo del Toro, though. I love my Toro slop.
Yeah, like the first one's really like decent. The second one's bad. The second one's just fucking straight up bad. There's moments I like from it, but it's mostly just trash. Which is very sad because I like a lot of the aesthetics still, and like I applaud them for not just reiterating the story from the first movie, which a lot of sequels were doing at that time. Well, I mean, the sequels have kind of gotten out of that, with like surprise hits, you know, by that time. But it was still happening, I think. Because obviously the most notorious example is probably Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, where they basically just broke the team up for the sequel for no reason, just to try and bring them back together, and then broke the couple up from the end of the first one up just to bring them back together, and that was really stupid.
Yeah.
And I don't even hate that movie that much. It's not great, but it's not that bad. It's just disappointing because they kind of did have a really cool concept, but I don't think they knew what to do with the idea of franchising like ghost busting, which is weird because you have a business. Like there are so many shows that have existed for long periods of time and been very popular that are about like chasing ghosts or whatever, or you know, busting supernatural mysteries or something like Scooby-Doo, Martin Mysteries, fucking Back Off Ghost, my favorite. Was it Korean? My favorite Korean drama.
Like something like that, K-drama. It's either like Ghost Back Off or like, Bring it on, Ghost.
Bring It On, Ghost. Yeah, that shit.
That shit's awesome.
That was a really fucking funny show. It was not trying to be, but that's what made it great.
Yo.
Oh, I forgot about that until
Like,
just
it wasn't
now.
even that bad. I actually had a lot of fun watching it. Like,
I had a lot of fun watching it too, and it's not. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was really good either. Like,
no. But I mean, it's a K-drama.
it wasn't trying to
it's
be
supposed
like
to-
anything like crazy profound.
No.
Though, because if that were the case, then I probably would have hated it, like I hated The Lighthouse. And no, I'm not going to apologize for that take. The Lighthouse sucked, and anybody who likes it is fucking lying.
I was so sad. I was like so excited. I'm like, yay, me and my boyfriend are gonna finally watch The Lighthouse. I've been hearing such good things about it. And then in the finale, when it fades to black, and both Dakota and I were like, what?
That sucked.
What happened? What did we watch?
That's the weird thing, is that like it seemed like the perfect like concoction. Like it seemed like just up our alley, right? It's got some black and white, so it's got some of that like classic film nostalgia that I would be kind of into. I don't really care about black and white or color, but I do enjoy tastefully done artistic choices like that. However, they didn't really. I don't know. It was kind of weird that they went with that choice because they didn't really do anything with it. But
Yeah.
But then, like, it was also like we knew it was going to be like a weird, like vague, esoteric kind of story that doesn't really like explain itself outright or whatever. Also, Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, both great actors, very, very, very good actors.
They did a great job in that.
Yeah, they both did a great job in it. But the movie was the biggest nothing burger of anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, because we also watched Mad God, which in its own right is also, I would say, way more vague and confusing. But it had a point, and it made like when you pieced it together, it makes sense. And there's really great visuals and really cool scenes. I mean, also really hard to watch at times because of how graphic it can be.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the survey?
open the door.
Okay, you got the door.
Yep.
But that one had like I would say Mad God made a little bit more of an impression on me than Lighthouse did.
That's fair.
But yeah, the Lighthouse was just so meaningless, and it was pretentious.
Yeah.
Like it thought it was saying something, but it literally had nothing to say. It wasn't even like Last of Us 2, where Last of Us 2 was very clearly trying to deliver a very specific message. They just failed at it because the game was so poorly constructed. The story was so poorly constructed. But the Lighthouse didn't have anything to say. It was just nothing. There was nothing about that movie. What's the Lighthouse about? Literally nothing. Nothing happens. It's
Really,
so stupid. The most impactful moment from that movie was seeing a mermaid's vagina. That was it. And that's only impactful because I'd never seen that before.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I mean, you and I differ on Mad God. Like, I also think that Mad God is on the same level. It's visually very beautiful, but I also kind of felt like at one point I was like, why did we watch this? And I mean,
yeah.
I fell asleep during it. I feel bad about that, but like, I don't know. And I mean, Mad God and Lighthouse, though, I do want to try rewatching both of those at some point, but as it stands, it is like it does seem kind of similar with me with Stranger Things, because like to prepare for this finale, I basically rewatched the entire series because I had heard that season 5 was a huge step down, and so I wanted to have the rest of the previous seasons fresh in my mind. And then after I watched the finale on New Year's, I was like, man, what was the fucking point of any of that? Like, I wasted like 2-3 days of my life rewatching this whole series. What was the point?
Yeah, it kind of feels like the show Lost, where at the end, like, nothing happens. Like, nothing gets resolved. There's no actual climax. There's no resolution to anything. That, like, I granted it's still fresh, so I don't know, but it seems like I just haven't seen anything online of people saying, like, oh my god, this was mind blowing. Oh, this was a really satisfying way to conclude things, or this was a really interesting way to. I have not seen that from anyone. I saw one person who said that the finale wasn't terrible. And that was, he's like, yeah, it was all right. And he's a person whose takes I don't really always agree with anyways.
Yeah.
I would say when it comes to media, I think that he is quick to spew just whatever comes to mind and not really think about anything that he's actually engaging with. Because he's he's a person that's like so on the grind for trying to grow his like channel and stuff that I think that he's more focused on that and making a splash than actually like giving really like in-depth critiques and like digesting the media that he consumes. Which is I think where Yahtzee kind of fell off for me too. Yahtzee is a guy that like I think his stuff was really good for a while, and then he had a really bad take with Baldur's Gate, where he didn't even finish the game.
Like, it was egregiously bad.
He was so aggressively wrong on so many things. Like, and like, I made a video about it talking about how, you know, I thought it was a rare Yahtzee L. A lot of people disagree with me, and like, he's always bad at critiquing games. I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think generally speaking, he's really like good at that. He was really good at that stuff, and like, he usually gave things a fair shake, but this time he didn't, and I didn't think that he did his due diligence as a journalist. Meanwhile, IGN is giving their reviewer extra time to finish the game before putting the review out. That's the fact that IGN is doing a better job than you at game critiquing when you're not really independent, but very close to independent. He was at the time. And then after leaving Escapist, which was right after the Baldur's Gate 3 review, odd that, everything he's done since then has been absolute trash. That I've seen. I stopped watching because I'm just like, wow, he doesn't have any good takes anymore. Like he doesn't have any good like actual like analysis anymore. That's the problem. Not that his stuff was really in depth before, but you could tell that he digested it usually, and that his rants were very fast and very short lived, but they were thought out. He actually put thought into them, except Baldur's Gate and everything after. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I think he even came out defending, like, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Really? The dude is just oh my god, that is so fucking embarrassing. Uncas Chop.
Something like that. It was one of those really, really big flops that everyone hated. It wasn't Concord, but it was one of those big flops that everyone hated, and he's like, well, I just don't see why people are so mad at it. It's really not bad, or whatever. And I don't even remember. Like, it might have been Assassin's Creed Shadows. I just remember it was like he was defending slop, and I was like, "You're an idiot." Like, this is not the take. I mean, maybe you're just trying to be contrarian at this point to make a splash and grow your new channel since you've split off from your publisher. But like, this ain't it. Yeah, and I think that's where Smash JT is as well. Is that
he is desperation?
Yeah, Smash JT is just trying to grow his channel and doesn't really care about actually putting out good takes. And I get it. The algorithm is crushing everybody. Like, trust me. I'm sitting here on the 160th day of our live stream series, talking to a webcam that nobody's looking at. Nobody's watching this. I get it. The algorithm is crushing everybody right now. And AI is flooding everything, and it's a mess. Everybody's is hustling to try and compete, but like, you still have to make good content. Like, and I know that. That's like when I posted the Bloodstained stream like highlight to YouTube. I named it, like, you could probably skip this one because it's boring. And people thought that I was talking about the game Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I wasn't. I actually really liked the game. I was just not.
It's a good game.
Yeah, but I myself wasn't being very entertaining during that part of the stream, so that's why I said it was boring. And oddly enough, it has the most views of any of these live streams, I think. And it was like a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I know that you have to put out like actually good content, which is why I spend so much time on my videos and try to make them good. I mean, and I don't always succeed, and I'm not really like perfectly proud of all my videos, but I'm happy that I'm making them, and I'm happy with what I'm doing and the things I'm saying. I think the scripts are solid.
Yeah.
Usually, it's really the videos themselves that I'm not really keen on compared to the scripts. The scripts are mostly where I want them to be. It's everything else that's. You know, I'm trying to get the message across more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a rant.
I mean, it's total. I was just ranting about fucking, stupid Stranger Things for like a good while, so I think it's totally fair.
Unusual items. Yeah.
Yeah. It just. And it's silly too, because like I wouldn't even say that I was like a super diehard Stranger Things. I mainly just really liked it because I like sci-fi, and I'm only human. I fall for the '80s, nostalgia stuff and like the D&D. I love the D&D kind of allegories and stuff that they use and everything. I'm just mad, okay? I'm just mad because they took the show that I actually like decently liked, and they ended it really stupidly, and ironically they ended it recklessly, and at the same time they ended it way too safe. Like it's just a mess all around. And the weird like stuff that they were leading up to and baiting in season 4 and with the promos for season 5 and then not having them at all. Like, and then season 4, I was just rewatching it. So you know how I mentioned how in season 5 there was like a promo like poster, and it had like a 3-headed dragon silhouette in the background. And that was one of the main things I was excited for. I'm like, oh my god, is the Mind Flayer going to basically summon a 3-headed dragon monstrosity that the party's going to have to fight? And they'd be like, oh my god, it's Tiamat. Like, it would have been cool. And then, diving more into that, this makes me even more upset. It was actually teased back in season 4 because Will painted this painting for Mike in season 4, and he basically painted, because like, a big theme throughout the whole series is that he's an artist. He had all like, since he was a kid, he liked to draw. He was really good at it, and so now he's on to painting in season 4, and he has this painting of like all of his friends' D&D characters fighting a red 3-headed dragon. So it's been there. It was supposed to be there. But then it's not in season 5. They have this cool silhouette of a 3-headed dragon. I thought they were going to call it Tiamat. I would have had to do more research because I'm not actually sure if Tiamat was actually in the D&D canon by like 87 or whenever that happened. But even so, why would they tease that to be there and then not have it? Instead, they just showed basically what we've seen throughout the entire series, which is the Mind Flayer, which is just basically just a giant kaiju spider. Which, again, I think he looks really cool, but I'm disappointed that it wasn't a 3-headed dragon, because a 3-headed dragon is so much cooler than a giant spider. Are we kidding? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Why would you tease that and then not have it?
Yeah. No, exactly. It's like that old adage of like, if you show an umbrella in the first act and don't use it by the third act, you haven't written a Tim Allen film. Classic adage.
Is it like Chekhov's gun, but Tim Allen's umbrella?
Yeah. Santa Claus's umbrella. Yeah.
Santa Claus's umbrella.
It's like Occam's razor, but dull.
Yeah, but
dull. It doesn't do anything.
Thanks.
You can use it to beat the shit out of most things in Lies of P. But other than that, I mean, I do wonder if Salva's gonna ever play Lies of P. And I wonder how my little sister's gonna do with it, because I bought it for her for Christmas, and she struggled with Jedi Fallen Order, and I like, it's obviously similar styles ish. They're both kind of Souls-likey, mainly with like corpse runs and stuff like that. I'm challenging like hack and slash combat, but Lies of P is miles harder than Jedi Fallen Order. Like Fallen Order was tough, but you can deflect blaster bolts back at enemies. There's force powers and stuff like that. Lies of P makes you rethink how you do combat in a certain sense. You could try to dodge everything. Not really advised. You kind of have to engage with the game's main mechanic if you want to actually do a good job in it. But yeah, just another side tangent there. I'm just curious how she does with it. That a heist is being brewed.
But yeah, so long story short, the Duffer Brothers have seen their days are numbered in Minecraft. The Duffer Brothers' days are numbered.
Yeah, if you press F3, you can see how many days the server's been active.
My God. Oh. Fuck, dude.
All right, well, I'm going to end stream here. Thank you all for tuning in. Come back tomorrow. We'll raid the DOJ again and make fun of Kash Patel and Rudy Giuliani and whoever else comes into the crossfire. And